Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judi in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make some fabulous orange glazed carrots using frozen carrot slices. I have a medium-sized pot here that does have a lid with it. That's what we need. And I'll be cooking a 1 pound bag of frozen carrot slices. But I'm going to start by adding 1 tablespoon of butter in here. Now you can use olive oil if you want, or if you really want to leave the oil out, you can. I'm putting butter in there because I want it for the flavor of it. Okay, and I'm going to just be adding several ingredients here and getting them to blend together. This is 1.5 teaspoons or a 1/2 tablespoon, same thing, of honey. Okay, and now I have 1/8 teaspoon of dried ground ginger powder. If you want to use fresh ginger, you can, and I would just take a thin slice of it and put it in there whole rather than having it grated and having lumps in your carrots. And then I have about 1/2 cup of orange juice. Now I just want this to blend up really well before I add the carrots. I think the honey has dissolved. And so I'm just going to go right ahead and add my carrots in there frozen. They are not thawed out, they're straight out of the freezer. And I'm going to raise the heat a little bit until this comes to a boil. And then I'm going to lower the heat just so it simmers slowly. And I'm going to put the lid on it, but cock it some. I want the carrots to cook to whatever amount of tenderness I want. Kind of an al dente kind of thing for me. You can allow it to cook until you are happy with how tender the carrots are. And so we're going to just turn this up and allow it to get good and hot, and then I'm going to turn it way down because I want it to simmer slowly and allow that orange juice to infuse into these carrots as they cook. Alright, my liquid is getting good and hot. It's just barely starting to boil, which is fine. Now I'm going to turn the temperature on the stove, turn it down some so that this will just simmer slowly. It's a little different than the instructions are on the bag of the carrots. You know, I just want this juice to infuse into these carrot slices. Don't leave me yet because we're not finished flavoring these. Alright, I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to cock the lid because I want that juice to reduce some. And you can put the lid on it, take the lid off, whatever you need to do to reduce that juice, yet allow the carrots to cook. As you can see, they're cooking right along. A lot of the juice is reduced, but there is still some there. If you don't like to cook your carrots very long, you could use 1/3 cup of juice rather than the 1/2 cup. You just want to use however much you need, but anywhere between 1/3 and 1/2 cup. And again, I've left the lid off of the pot most of the time in order to allow that juice to dissipate. So now it's almost done. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of dried dill weed, and I'm going to stir that in, and that is like the icing on the cake as far as this. It just kind of counteracts a little bit of that sweetness, but the dill is yummy. And so anyway, we're going to let it cook just a little bit more. The juice is starting to thicken up, and let it cook a little bit more until that dissipates. Here you go. They are fabulous. They smell wonderful. They cooked for about 10 minutes or so. And if you want them with a little more of a bite to them, you could use a little bit less juice. If you want them softer, you could go up to the 1/2 cup. But I allowed it to cook until the juice was almost gone. Certainly not dry, but thickened. Very little left, but thickened, still enough to just coat the carrots. Do give this a try sometime and let me know how it works for you down there in the comments section. The recipe is in the description box below. This is Judi at Judi in the Kitchen. I hope this helps. Bye for now.